Hello and welcome to American Mobile. Today we are going to discuss GameStop going and becoming GameOfTears. In previous videos I explained how this was not going to play out well for the majority of retail investors. Yeah, there are a few that make a lot of money. However, the majority of the money is being made by big hedge funds. Yeah. You gotta think who are the big shareholders. Yeah. And okay, you have some hedge funds that are short, but there are many more bigger hedge funds that were long. And of course, the Robin Hoodies and the Reddit, Wall Street bros, they got a plan together, but really, who was really behind all this? It will come out in the wash, and we will find that it was big hedge funds, big investors that stoked the fire of this flame, yeah? And they will probably get a little tiny fine compared to how much they made. But retail investors are going to get wiped out. I mean wiped out, yeah? There's going to be a few people make some money. Some big, some medium, some small. But a vast majority. Look, today, if you look at the all-time high around $500, today it hit $70. They've halted trading. They're doing everything to drive the price down. And, the storyline was David versus Goliath, yeah? The retail investors were David, and these hedge funds that shorted the stock was Goliath. But it wasn't that. Because these hedge funds that you think were Goliath have big brother named Bruce. So it was David versus Goliath and Bruce. And they stomped and going to continue to stomp the snot out of David. I mentioned intrinsic value, yeah. Not these crazy multiples of this Wild West market. Because this market is out of control. There is no regulation. There is no sanity. It's just a Wild West show. The fastest gun is going to win. And who has all the guns? The big banks and big hedge funds and big investors. It always ends the same way. There are a couple of retail investors that make some money, but the vast majority lose their underwears. Yeah. They have to go commando for the rest of their life pretty much because they've lost everything. The intrinsic value in normal evaluation of the value of a stock, GameStop is between $3 and $5. Can you make a case for a higher valuation? Well, you can say price to sales, yeah. So, for these new companies, these new cloud companies, these new Internet of Everything companies, they have 10 times sales, 20 times sales, sometimes infinity times sales because they have no sales. But they have a business model that people can see, yeah, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they could be a much larger corporation. Now, if we look at GameStop right now, they're a brick and mortar retailer. Yeah, they have some online sales, but the road ahead for them is rough sledding, yeah? I don't think when all this is said and done that it was the Robin Hoodies or the Wall Street Bet Bros or the Reddit crowd or social media. I think it was these big players writing a narrative and selling it to the mob, yeah? Because that's what it became. It became mob mentality. They are trying every possible way to control the mania. Because they triggered something that are going to backfire on them. Maybe not financially, yeah? They'll find a way. They're all incestuous in their relationships, the big banks, the big hedge funds, the billionaire investors. They're all a cult, yeah? Cult mentality. They will end up okay. Some of them are going to make and have made billions and billions of dollars, while the retailers, who for a brief moment believed that they were going to win, come to the reality that it's all over. It's over. And I said a week ago, maybe a little bit more, about a week ago, that I bought long dated puts on GME, on GameStop, when it was around 380, 360, I think. I can't remember exactly. Is it going to pay off for me? I don't know. But I just looked at the intrinsic value of the company, which is between $3 and $5, and figured eventually going to go back to its intrinsic value. And since I wrote them, that was what been playing out. But what I didn't think what happened was the market manipulation from these big brokerages, these big banks, these big hedge funds, to curtail trading for a retail investor. This is immoral, and I'm pretty sure when something is immoral, it is illegal. But who's going to pay? Maybe small fine, slap on wrist. There's a bigger picture behind it that I think, not just capital gains or profits for these big institutions, but also an attempt to destroy the retail traders, to get off these free platforms and go back to commission trading, yeah, because that is a lot of money that they have lost, yeah. What is worse? Yeah, let's say you have a grizzly cub and you get in between a grizzly cub and the grizzly mother. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. Or, yeah, you get in between an investor and their money. For me, I think getting between an investor and their money is more dangerous. But what is even more dangerous than that is getting in between an investor and, when they're losing money, the ability for them to stop losing money. When they just see their money collapsing, that is the most dangerous. Where it gonna go from here? I think there's a power play. Some retail investors have made some money and now since have lost. Yeah. The smart ones have gotten out completely and are waiting for the dust to settle. The not so smart ones are in there hyped up on hopium. Yeah. Hopium is a dangerous drug. It can lead you to make bad decisions. Today, GameStop hit $70 and then went back up to like 130. I don't know where it's at right now, but at $70, how many people do you think are underwater? Because it's been above $70 for a couple weeks now, roughly. Yeah, a couple weeks. So everybody in between had lost money. Everybody who bought in the last 2 weeks over $70 has either broken even or lost money. Yeah. And the big investment firms are just driving it down. It is simply unfair. It's immoral. I'm pretty sure, like I said, if something immoral is illegal. But it is a sad story that will be told in the future. Now, does this mark a top in the market? It depends. Yeah. Markets have been rallying this week. They rallied Monday, today Tuesday. They're rallying today. As all that money that was sort of pulled out of the market to see what is happening, people think it's over and they're plowing money back in, but it's not over. I will make a video on what's happening with silver later on, but this GameStop story is going to end in a game of tears, and nobody gonna come to your rescue. I hope you don't get hurt too badly. I did not participate in the run-up, but at 360, like I said, roughly there, I wrote puts. Stock can't handle that. It not worth that. But that's my opinion. You think for yourself, please. But I pray for you not to get hurt. And if you are getting hurt, don't get hurt too badly. And understand that these markets have been, since the dawn of trading, manipulated, rigged to take money from the poor and give it to the rich. How do you think the rich get rich? Why do you think in the Bible it says it's easier for a man, a rich man, to pass a camel through the eye of a needle than to get into heaven? Because they have to step on other people to get there. The ladder of success is stepping on human bodies of those you destroy to get there. This is a perfect example of that. So, for me, I hope that you are wise, that you are careful, that you limit the losses if there are any, and book the gains if there are any. Let the dust settle, and then learn from this situation and become a better person, a better investor. And for me, I wish you health, safety, prosperity. Yeah. May God bless you and keep you safe.